Don't visit Caye Caulker, Belize before watching this video. I'm going to share with you the top 10 things you should know before visiting. Hi guys, my name is Giselle and I'm a local here from Caye Caulker, Belize. Born and raised here, so is my mom, so is my grandma, and I'm going to share a bit of insider information with you. Number 10, Caye Caulker is split into two islands. Technically, you have the north side Caye Caulker, which is everything north of the split, and then you have south side Caye Caulker, which is everything south of the split. Well, north side Caye Caulker actually didn't have any commercial development much, and actually very little residential development prior to Coco King. Coco King was our first major commercial development on Northside Caye Caulker. They were actually the trailblazer for developing the north side, and that was followed by Belizean. Belizean is the first actual condo development to be built on Caye Caulker, the entire island of Caye Caulker. Since then, we have seen new condo developments, we have seen new commercial activities, restaurants, and a ton of residential houses going up on the north side. But this is all thanks to Coco King and Belizean. Number 9, many people believe that the split, which divides north side Caye Caulker and south side Caye Caulker into two, was done by Hurricane Hattie or Hurricane Haiti. That is not true. First of all, the split always existed, but it was never as wide as it was now. But the split was intentionally dredged by the fishermen to make it easier for them to travel from the front side of the island or the east side to the west side of the island. Hurricane Hattie did do some damage, but that's not what caused the island to split into two. Number 8. So my grandma, who is from Caye Caulker, is currently 94 years old. During the time that she was a kid on Caye Caulker, there were actually only about 100 people that inhabited the island. Shocking, I know. She was definitely, I assume she was related to everyone, therefore my grandfather ended up being a British guy. Number 7. When my grandma was growing up on the island, and even my mom is, I think, 57 years old now, they only had one elementary school, which meant that you can only further your education as far as what you call the 8th grade in the United States. Over here in Belize, we call that Standard 6. After Standard 6, or 8th grade, or elementary school, you would then need to either go to high school in San Pedro, the neighboring island, or you would need to go to high school in Belize City. And a fun fact, even when I was going to high school here in Belize, I went to high school from 2003 to 2007, no high school existed on the island of Caye Caulker. So you know that a high school was built very recently. I used to have to take a water taxi every day from Caye Caulker to Belize City until eventually my mom moved to Belize City and she rented an apartment where I lived with her over there. Number 6. Belize actually had the blue hole monster. This was a real thing, guys. A ton of marine biologists headed out to the blue hole. They wanted to discover more about it, and that's when they locked eyes with the blue hole monster. This is a copy of the newspaper clipping, so you can see it was a legit thing, or at least legit enough that they shared it with the newspaper. And the person leading that adventure was, of course, no one other than my grandfather, Captain Ray Oxaloo. He had to be an adventurer if he moved to Caye Caulker in the 1960s, right? That was during a time when there was no water taxi, no motorboats, no electricity on the island, and very few people inhabiting it. Prior to tourism, Caye Caulker was predominantly a fishing village. I can remember growing up when my granduncles would be right in front of the beach, actually just building their boats, and I actually see quite a few of their boats still lingering around. For example, we have Princess Chelsea and we have Princess Lexi. Those two boats were made by my granduncle and their son Tage. And the way people made money back then was by bringing in the fish and selling it to the mainland, and also saving some for their families so that they can share once they got home. All right, number 4. When Caye Caulker was discovered, it was predominantly inhabited by 4 major families. Number 1 is the Alamina family. My grandmother is Alamina. Number 2, the Marins. You might know them from the popular I&I reggae bar. Number 3, we have the Novellos. They're big in the diving industry. Number 4, we have The Rosados. They are also a big family here on the island. And number 5, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure who the 5th family is. So if you are a Belizean watching this video, or if you are a local on Caye Caulker, please share the 5th family's name with me. I'm thinking it might be Reyes or it might be Joseph. Don't kill me if I'm wrong, guys. Number 3, we have approximately 2,000 people that actually live on this island year-round. Number 2, Caye Caulker is approximately 5 miles long from north to south. So even though the island might look really long in Google Maps, it actually is quite easy to get around everywhere. You can even walk, even if you are on the north side. Number 2, Caye Caulker actually has a huge cage underneath the island. It's so large that they are still discovering how far it goes. And right near the entrance of the cave, you'll find the popular dock where you go to feed tarpons. Number 1, while many places in Belize now celebrate Lobster Fest, it's celebrated in Placencia, San Pedro, and Caye Caulker, the first place to ever hold Lobster Fest was Caye Caulker, Belize.